In today's video, something a little bit different as we've been approached by a company. On the face of it, something sinister seems to be afoot. A few days ago there was a very worrying Facebook post, and what that Facebook post contained were pictures of what appears at first glance to be a well-known company's truck. The problem being that the company that supposedly owned the truck don't actually own it, and that's despite the company's livery being emblazoned all over the truck. So we've done a little bit of digging, and what's coming up is even more concerning. In this video we'll give you the full details, so let's discuss it. One trucker's eye. So this is the truck in question. The make and model is an MAN TGX 440. For full disclosure, the company is well aware of this vehicle after being alerted to it by a member of the public. We've been in contact with the company, not only to get permission to make this video and also make sure that the facts are correct, but to also ensure how we can point out the differences between this vehicle and vehicles that the company own that look very similar. Now we should point out at this point that this could just be a genuine hobby of somebody who likes to make replica trucks, and full scale at that. But there also could be a more sinister reason for this truck being painted yellow, and the first pointer that not all is correct is the fact that it's still listed on the DVLA as being white. After discovering the location of the truck, the company and the police have both visited to see that the truck has a brand new paint job. People within the trucking industry will quite easily recognise that the livery isn't quite right, but to most people I don't think it'll look much different than the actual livery of the company. So later in this video we've been asked to point out the difference between the livery on this truck and the genuine livery used by the company on their trucks that are also MANs. There are other differences between this truck and the style of the trucks that the company uses that are made by the same manufacturer. But before that, we're going to show you the location of where the truck has been holed up for the last week or two, as despite this truck being parked on private land, no one in the area seems to know who it belongs to. So this is Brookfield Drive in Fairsackly, and this is the location that the truck has seemingly been abandoned. As you can see, there is a lot of industry in the area, but just so you can get your bearings, ironically, it's just a few hundred metres away from Old Course Prison, which you can just see here at the bottom of the screen. And luckily this location is on the way to Liverpool docks. So last week I was able to take a ride past this vehicle to see whether this story was genuine or not, and sure enough, on the left hand side, there is the suspect vehicle. It's currently parked on private land, so apart from viewing the tractor unit from the road, the only other way would be by drone. But unfortunately, you can't fly drones by prisons. So we've been asked to show you the differences between a proper McBurney truck and the one with the fake livery. Hopefully by pointing out some of the subtle differences, you'll notice the difference between a genuine McBurney truck and a truck that doesn't actually belong to McBurney. The first and easiest thing to point out is the McBurney logo on the side of the door. On the real truck, the lettering is quite thick, and it also has 3 blue swishes behind it, whilst the truck with the fake livery is pretty simple. McBurney trucks also have stickers on the side of the cab, either behind the doors or above the door itself. The newer MAN models don't have the writing behind the door, but they still do contain livery on the pod above the door. Another telltale sign of a genuine McBurney truck is the fleet number on the front of the cab. The fleet number appears on both front corners. People within the trucking industry will recognise that all McBurney MAN units have XXL cabs, which are defined on the older models by the extra glass window just above the door. The newer MAN McBurney models are a little harder for a layman to notice the difference, but if you were to take a look at the indents on the top of the cab on the truck on the left with the fake livery, you should notice that the indent starts around 6 inches into the top of the pod, whilst on McBurney's genuine units, the indent starts a lot higher above the door, which is a good 12 inches or so. The truck with the fake livery being a mid-range cab and not an XXL. One last telltale detail is that on the truck with the fake livery, there's a web address. McBurney do not put the web address on the side of their vehicles, they only put them on the front. The truck with the fake livery does, however, have the website address on the front of it, but possibly one of the most easiest ways to tell the genuine McBurney trucks from the one with the fake livery is by the grille on the front of the truck. The styling is completely different to that what you'll find on the genuine McBurney trucks, which usually tend to have chrome detailing. If this truck has indeed been painted up to waltz into places undetected and quietly under the radar, that may now be a little bit more difficult, as with this truck going viral on the internet in the past few days, it's possibly now McBurney's most famous truck, and they don't even own it. So there we have it, the full SP on the truck that went viral on the internet last week. And thank you to the company McBurney Transport for using us to get the information out there. I've also been asked to ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing this video, just so that it gets a greater reach. As for this channel, we'll get back to the normal kind of videos when we see you next time. One Trucker's Eye.